Every day, billions of people search the internet. We search without thinking, we search without remembering, but before Google, before Yahoo, before search bars, rankings, or results pages, there was one man who made searching the internet possible, and history almost erased him completely. His name is Alan Emtage. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the internet was nothing like today. There were no websites as we know them, no Google, no YouTube, no social media. Instead, the internet was a scattered collection of file servers, mostly used by universities and researchers. If you wanted a document, software, or dataset, you had to know exactly where it was stored. There were no maps, no directions, no search tools. The internet was growing fast, but it was becoming impossible to navigate. People didn't ask. At this moment in history, a young computer science student from Jamaica arrived at McGill University in Canada. His name was Alan Emtage. Alan wasn't wealthy, he wasn't famous, he wasn't connected to Silicon Valley. He was simply curious, intelligent, and frustrated. As part of his work, Alan managed internet servers for the university, and every single day, people asked him the same question. Alan, do you know where I can find this file online? Alan, where is this software stored? Alan. Instead of answering the same questions again and again, Alan asked a revolutionary question: what if the internet could search itself? At the time, this idea was radical, so Alan began working on a program that would visit public file servers automatically, read their contents, create a list or index of what was stored, allow users to search that list. This was unheard of. In 1990, Alan finished his creation. He called it Archie, short for archive, for the first time in human history, a monkey. Archie didn't look impressive. There were no images, no colors, no mouse clicks, just text, but behind that simple interface was a revolution. Archie introduced ideas that still exist today: indexing online content, keyword-based searching, automated data collection. Every modern search engine, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, follows the same core logic Alan invented. Without Archie, the internet would have remained a digital maze. Alan Emtage didn't patent Archie. He didn't commercialize it. He didn't build a company around it. Why? Because at the time, the internet was seen as a shared academic space, not a business. Alan believed knowledge should be free and accessible. As the internet exploded in the mid-1990s, corporations stepped in. They refined the idea, they built businesses, they made billions, and slowly, the name Alan Emtage disappeared. History credited companies, not creators. Today, Alan Emtage works quietly in cybersecurity. He gives occasional talks, he answers interviews when asked, but there are no statues, no billion-dollar headlines, no household recognition. Yet every time you type a question into a search bar, every time you look for information online, you are using his idea. The internet remembers everything, every click, every search, every word, but it often forgets the people who built it. Alan Emtage didn't invent Google, he invented search itself. And maybe the greatest irony of all is that the man who helped the world find everything, that was almost impossible to find himself. Most people think history is written by the loudest voices, by the richest names, by the biggest companies, but the truth is different. History is often built by quiet minds, people who solve problems, not for fame, but because something is broken and needs fixing. Alan Emtage didn't try to conquer the internet, he simply wanted people to find information. He never became a billionaire, he never trended. He never owned a tech empire, yet every search you make today, every question you ask online, travels a path he created. So the next time you type into a search bar, pause for a second. Remember that behind the technology you use every day are human beings whose names you were never taught. This documentary is not just about Alan Emtage, it's about all the invisible builders of our world. And maybe the most important question isn't who became famous, but who made it possible. The stories you just watched are not the ones we usually hear. They don't always appear in textbooks, they don't trend on social media, This channel exists to uncover the forgotten people, the hidden moments, and the quiet decisions that changed history without applause. If you believe these stories deserve to be remembered, then this channel is for you. Subscribe, not just to watch, but to remember. Thanks you.